Okay, welcome to another TTPFL report. Today is the 10th of April to 2025, and tomorrow long weekend action of TTPFL starts. Before I get to that, I want to say two things. You know, um, Go down to your local PFL game and support them. Wave TV is doing a fantastic job, especially for those of us outside the country or too far away to get to a match. But if you can get to a football match, go support the PFL. Let them make some money. Let the clubs make some money. I'm assuming the clubs get a percentage of the gate. Um, no, I'm not trying to be facetious or condescending, but I remember speaking to a club owner. I believe it's Daryl Mahabia was his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. Owner of Northeast Stars, and he told me in 04, Northeast won the FA title, got no prize money and no percentage of the gate, which I could only shake my head. I hope they belatedly gave them at least the prize money. I know he didn't get prize money when he won the league some years later. So I certainly hope that if there's some money left over after expenses, these clubs are getting something, because it would be economic suicide to be in professional football. We have to encourage the clubs. So I implore you, if you're in the area, even if you can make it by transit and so on, by driving, go down to the local field and support the PFL. Now, one more thing. As I said, thank you to Wave TV. They have saved the day. They've stepped forward when no one else would. It's so we are working for them or getting a little something. I am not. But a lot of people get a free little promotion here when I mention them, which is fine. If they're doing something and it's part of the news, I have no problem with that. But I thought today I would promote myself a little bit. So, ta-da! Yes. What is this? I'm a journalist. I spent 3 years in the Afghan war as a journalism editor for NATO and the United Nations. And I wrote a book. And the book is entitled, I'll hold it up nice for you. No, I don't work in the kitchen. Surviving Afghan war for 3 years. Surviving war-torn Afghanistan for 3 years. Well, same thing, right? No, I don't work in the kitchen. Surviving war-torn Afghanistan for 3 years. This book was released in April of 2021. It was #1 for a few days on Amazon. And on the day of its released, sold 101 copies on the first day. Would have done a lot better too if had it not been from the publisher. Never pay a publisher to print your book. If you have to pay them, go and do it yourself. Self-publishing. Let somebody pay you. Okay? It has done well over the years. Besides Amazon, it's on about a couple hundred platforms on the internet, including Barnes& and Noble. Too easy to access on the internet. And any bookstore will order it for you, and you can have it delivered in about a week. You don't even have to ask the bookstore. Go on the bookstore's website and they will do it for you. And if you want to ask them, they'll do it for you. Okay? In 1 week, any civilized bookstore in the world will have this delivered in a week. And Amazon is always there. No, I don't work in the kitchen. Surviving war-torn Afghanistan for 3 years. Nice photos and things inside. About 12 photographs. Let's see if I can get something for all you. Hold on. Where are the photographs? You see? So there are many photographs in there of my various activities and dodging the odd bomb, etc., etc. Yep. It was an intense lifestyle. Hence the reason I wrote a book. That handsome fella, well, yeah, that was me some years back. Okay, enough promotion. Let's get to football. TTPFL action this weekend. A long weekend of action. Friday at the Arima Velodrome. Now, I assume it's Arima Velodrome. I assume the locations are correct because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Thursday. Football starts tomorrow. The PFL has not given us a list of its games and locations. Most of the clubs have not given us a list of their games and locations. I can tell you. All right. So this is the schedule I got. It might be have been corrected since I received it some time ago, but let's assume that this is correct. I know the games are correct. It's just the locations I'm worried about. Tomorrow, Friday, Arima Velodrome, Port of Spain versus Central, Rangers versus Defence Force. On paper, good match, Port of Spain and Central. Port of Spain has been on a slide recently, having lost also lost a lot of players in the last year. I hope they got good money, but performance-wise, it has really affected them since January. Okay, I'm going to give the edge to Central, but a good matchup on paper, competitive. Next game, Rangers versus Defence Force. Well, Defence Force is kind of heads and shoulders above everyone else, and Rangers, the classic underachievers of our PFL. I expect Rangers to play some good football and go down as they usually do. Maybe Defence Force by about a 2 to 3 goal margin, maybe even more. Defence Force is just scoring like crazy. They've got Sam, they've got Rian Moore, they've got Shaq Bertrand. They've got a very solid team. If you look at the lineup of Defence Force, sometimes you're thinking you're watching a Trinidad and Tobago A team or something. Or President's 11. Saturday at La Hoquita. No, sorry. Yes, La Hoquita ground. You got Phoenix versus Caledonia. Caledonia has been playing some good football. Phoenix, they can surprise people from time to time. I don't know if Phoenix has a surprise in them, but the edge has to go to Cali. And then the next match and that doubleheader at Lower Hawketta on Saturday is Prisons versus Police. I think this is an interesting matchup. Why is that? Most people would say, well, Police has the edge. Police has been playing okay. They got rid of a lot of their players from last year who were over 30, but these were guys who were playing a good brand and could contribute. They've got still Jovan Jones and in the midfield or forward, and they've got Fonset and a couple other decent players. Prisons has looked very good in their last 2 games, winning 2 on the trot. They manhandled Point Fortin down south, beating them 3-0, and they beat Phoenix 3-0 in their last encounter. The difference, I think, was in finishing. For the Prisons team, you've got the fellow Brendan Figueroa, and you've got Jeremiah Vidal. 2 very good players I would advise you to keep your eyes on. And who knows, Prisons might have another surprise. On paper, people would say Police, but I expect Prisons to have 1 or 2 surprises in their bag of tricks for the rest of the season. Remember, Prisons, when they met Defence Force, only went down 1-0, which in hindsight is not a bad team. It's not a bad result for a team that is, I believe, number 8 in the standings. Okay, no, I'm lying to you. Number 10. I can't remember. I have to check. And check I did. Yeah. So they're number 10 in the standings. And this belies what a reasonably decent team they are. They're not playing badly. They have got a good brand and so on. And you never know. Prisons might have a surprise there for them. Sunday, down at Mahaika, down south, Eagles versus Sando. Eagles has had a tough time. Always had a tough time, but they had a few surprises in the 2024 season. They lost their owner. He passed away. Amazing that in the state of Trinidad and Tobago football that they're still in football, because the clubs live a very precarious life. But Eagles is there. They're struggling. Sando should win this one. So, and then you got Samoa versus the home team, Point Fortin Civic Center. Point didn't look terrible in their last game. It was a draw against it was a draw against Rangers. And but I don't think Point can handle Samoa. Samoa is evolving. Samoa is really doing well, and I do expect Samoa to win this by maybe 2 to 3 clear goals. So there you have it. Friday, Port of Spain versus Central. I'll give a slight edge to Central. A close game. Should be competitive. Rangers versus Defence Force. Defence Force all the way. Saturday, Phoenix versus Cali. I expect Cali to win this one. Cali's got some solid players from abroad that they've brought in. Prisons versus Police could be competitive, could be quite competitive. Give us the slightest of edges to Police, but I'm not too sure about that one. Sunday, Eagles versus Sando. It should be Sando, and pardon me, Samoa versus Point Fortin Civic Center. I expect Samoa to handle that easily. One more thing I want to mention. The Cali goalkeeper, Emmanuel Lewis. No, not the little fellow who used to act on TV in the 1980s. This is the ex-Guyanese youth keeper, Emmanuel Lewis. Had a fantastic game against Central in their last encounter, drawing 2-2. This guy really kept them in the game. He really did a fine job. I got excited thinking we had another jewel in the goalkeeping crown for Trinidad. Turns out he's Guyanese, but this is a player I would keep my eyes on. He's a solid player. So as I said, if you're in the area, go down, support your local PFL, help them make some money, help the clubs make some money, and let's look forward to some grand football. Yes, I have a little surprise for you guys at the end of this video, and let's remember too that the Gold Cup draw should be today. I expect a report on that tomorrow, and let's look at my surprise, shall we?